Good evening, Shalom. Welcome to the National Museum of American Jewish History's Only in America Gala. I'm Dr. Misha Galperin, the CEO of the National Museum. This is my wife, Elisa, and these are my children, Fia and Ezra. And here we are in our ugly Hanukkah sweaters, welcoming you to this evening of magic and celebration on the third night of Hanukkah. Hanukkah is a holiday of miracles, of resilience, of freedom, and of course of lights and a little magic. We're going to light the Hanukkah candles and say the traditional blessings for the holidays. Anytime now, the matches will work. And there we go. All right. All right, children, let's go. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivonu l'hadlik ner shel Hanukkah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim la'avoteinu, bayamim ha'hem, ba'azman hazeh. Chag Sameach. Enjoy. Welcome.
Hanukkah, Hanukkah, light the menorah. Hanukkah, Hanukkah, hope I don't bore ya. Hello, everyone. It's B. Arthur from the Beyond in a celebration only in America for the National Museum of American Jewish History. I'm getting spilkus saying this. I'm wearing pants. I'm your MC, Brad Garrett, and tonight we are honoring Harry Houdini, who can't be here. He has COVID. But we also have David Copperfield, an old friend of mine who I met him in the sauna at Caesar's Palace 33 years ago. And I knew he was such a star. And I looked down at my feet because I was so honored to be in his presence. And he looked at me and he said, "How would you like to see where the monkey bit me?" And from that moment on, oh Lord, we have been friends. So remember tonight, and the third day of Hanukkah, which is great. My children are mixed. They're Catholic and half Labradoodle. So we celebrate Hanukkah and Christmas. And I just got done setting up the Jewish nativity scene. It's 9 attorneys overlooking a small auto accident. So I may have sharded, but we're going to move on. Ladies and gentlemen, this wonderfully talented magician of the year at the Magic Castle, please, if you will, my new friend, Lucy Darling, with her cocktail. Lucy.
Oh, yes, I am indeed the notorious Lucy Darling, and these are my charming little helpers, Marcy and Lawrence. And we are delighted to be here with you.
Lucy, your earlobes are naked.
Oh, my goodness, I completely forgot. Oh, I know. Ready?
Ready.
I know, it's a good one. The best part is I get to do it twice. Ready? What? It's always harder to do it the second time. I get a little tired out. Well, we're here to introduce you to a game, a caption contest. I will present you with an image, and the person who submits the funniest caption for that image will win an exclusive Lucy Darling prize pack. 2 posters, a set of exclusive Lucy Darling dress-up, pin-up little paper doll fridge magnets, a pin, a sticker, a magic trick, a cosmopolitan, which I'm not quite sure. to you and a signed copy of the photo signed by me and Mr. David. So, ready your eyes to gaze upon this image and sharpen your wit to craft the funniest caption for this. A photo of Mr. David levitating J.J. Abrams. Ooh, indeed.
Simply head to the donation page, and if you give as little as $1, you can play along.
Yeah, and it's not just the prize pack at stake. It's also a matter of bragging rights.
Precisely. We'll come back to that later in the show. But for now, it's time to get into the spirit of celebration. And nothing gets you into the spirit quite like spirits. Am I right? So, in honor of Mr. David, we have invented a never-before-tasted cocktail that we have dubbed the David Copperfield Illusion. I wanted to call it the David Cocktail Field, but I got outvoted. So, it's time for a segment we like to call
Mixology.
Oh, I'm so excited. A cocktail straight from the laboratory of Lucy Darling. Now, if you want to make it at home, you will need only 5 ingredients. Or 6, if you want to make the more boozy version of the drink. For this, you will need a good set of shakers. Luckily, I was born with mine. Now, you may want to take a moment and write some of these measurements down. 36, 24, 36. Just something to think about. However, for the cocktail, you will need 1 ounce of pineapple juice. Pineapple juice adds a delightful sweetness and a bit of an island flair, which, don't you just think we could all use a little more island flair in our lives these days? Next, you will need 1 ounce of lychee juice. Delightful, but I understand it's a bit unusual, so some of you might not have it in your supermarkets. So, in a pinch, you can substitute for pear juice or just double up on the pineapple. Third, you will need to grate 1/2 of a tablespoon of fresh ginger, which adds a sassy little spiciness that I quite like. Fourth, you will need a squeeze of lime, for obvious reasons. And of course, to give it a little playfulness, 4 sprigs of mint. I've been growing mine on the windowsill, but I'm sure they have it at the supermarket. Fresh. 5 ingredients if you would like to make the mocktail version. Of course, there is another option. But first, you have to allow me a moment to clean up. So if you do want to make this a little bit more boozy, you will need one more thing. 1 ounce of vodka. However, this drink was designed to be just as good if you do it as a mocktail as if you put booze in it. So you can add vodka or not. Now, shake it like it owes you money and serve it in one of those delightful, simple little highball glasses. You remember the kind? You used to see them when you were allowed to go outside to the bar. Et voila! A cocktail both mystical and magical. Just like the gentleman himself. But a cocktail without a garnish, like a gentleman without his wallet. So I find a simple leaf of mint. Is just what it takes to complete the ensemble. Ooh, sweet, spicy, sophisticated. And the drink's not bad either.
If you enjoyed this recipe and would like access to the fun video tutorial teaching you how to make it, head over to our donation page and select Rewards. From the drop-down menu, you're going to select Signature Magical Cocktail. click the Select button over on the right-hand side. Now, you can select this as a reward. It's only $5, so it's an easy way to donate and get access to a delicious cocktail. Enter your information on the next page, and you can even leave Lucy Darling a lovely little note. And why wouldn't you? Back to the show.
Unbelievable. That was incredible. I thought only my ex-wife could make stuff disappear. Bam, bam, rim shot, mommy. Okay. Wow, Lucy Darling, that was incredible. Now remember, everyone, tonight we're not just honoring the incredible icons of magic, Harry Houdini and David Copperfield. It's, as my Jewish friends say, it's not just a celebration, it's a fundraiser. So please remember, and this is exciting, that our museum patrons will double any donation that is made up to $500,000. Okay, so that's pretty amazing. Please keep your seats. That's just terrific. So please remember that all the donations, or if you purchase one of the available rewards, that could be an amazing thing as well. And because I'll tell you,
There'll be tons of different awards. There's so many different awards it might be. Could be maybe a bottle of absinthe, or perhaps a bottle of whiskey, or perhaps maybe a Malibu, or perhaps even an ice cream sundae. Who knows? There's a note. Someone left me a note. Magic box code 613. What is? Maybe you could win a code for something. What is this for?
I just thank you. I don't know what it's for. Can we up Lucy's medication? I have to tell you, I think Lucy Darling is her dancer name, not her magician name. But she is amazing. She's a cutie. I wish I had a time machine and a different head. All right, coming up now are gala chairs. Please, a nice welcome for Sharon and Joseph Kestenbaum.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us for this special night. I hope you are enjoying your evening so far, and it has only just begun. I am Sharon Kestenbaum, a trustee of the National Museum of American Jewish History, and this is my husband, Joseph. We are honored to chair this year's Only in America Gala as we magically induct the world's greatest illusionists, Harry Houdini and David Copperfield, into our Ed Snider Only in America Gallery and Hall of Fame. If you're not familiar with our museum, we are located on historic Independence Mall in Philadelphia. Our museum tells the stories of how a religious minority and immigrant community both shaped and were shaped by the promises and challenges of American freedom. Their stories are the Only in America stories we celebrate tonight. We are incredibly proud of the event we have put together. We must say a huge thank you to David Copperfield and his team, who have been such gracious partners, and without whom tonight would not be possible. Thank you to all of our sponsors and supporters, whose names you'll see scrolling throughout the evening, especially our presenting sponsor, the Garrett Foundation. Please know the impact all of your gifts, large and small, are having during this challenging year for arts and culture. We hope that others among you will be similarly moved to donate, even just a few dollars, while you continue to soak up the humor and illusion of tonight's event. This evening was meant to honor Harry Houdini and David Copperfield, to raise money for a venerable institution that tells quintessential American stories marked by courage and imagination, aspiration and hard work, and leadership and service, in which we can all see ourselves and our families, no matter our faith or background. And it gives us a wonderful evening where the stress of the last 9 months magically disappears for a few moments. If you are able to help support the museum, please follow the prompts on the screen or the links on your platform to make a donation or purchase one-of-a-kind, buy now, experience and merchandise rewards. And please enjoy all that we have assembled for this evening. We know there are a lot of ways you could be spending your time, and we are so honored you have decided to spend the evening with us. Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate, happy holidays to all, and hoping that 2021 brings respite from all that we have endured this year. We hope all of you and your loved ones are safe during the ongoing pandemic, and that you enjoy this special event at a time when we could all use a little light and magic.
Oh, thank you again, Sharon and Joseph Kestenbaum. By the way, for those of you who don't know, Kestenbaum is Hebrew for enormous fireplace. Huh? Hanukkah Harry is going to have no problem getting his jumbo can down that chute. Well, anyway, oh, I'm not going to be invited back. And now, we just got this in. This is what we need: a $10,000 donation from Elaine Lindy and the Lindy family. I'm gonna come over there and shave all of your backs as a thank you to the Lindy family. That's amazing. Lucy, tell us about the other donations we have going on here.
I'm a little flabbergasted by the back shaving comment, but I will try to continue. We've also
Have
had
an open
a
mind.
lot of other people who've donated today, including we have a donation from Amanda Berman for $360, and she says,
Beautiful.
congratulations to the whole team and of course the nominees. That's very nice. All right, who else?
Thank you. No, thank you, Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda. All right, what do we got? I don't know how to say this name. Will you help me say it, Brad?
Sure, honey. Are you a shiksa? Are you Gentile?
I don't even know what that means. I'm half
Okay.
drunk. Is that what that word means?
Half drunk, you're a Gentile. Go
Okay.
ahead.
It's KRIVITZKY. That family.
Okay, that's Kestenbaum, which means enormous fireplace.
Well, I'm glad that you said it because
No.
that's not how I would have
That's
said
a
it.
callback.
They donated $100, darling.
Thank you. And remember, 100, Lucy, becomes 200 because the museum patrons are going to match the gelt. It's a night, the Jewish people, we're opening our wallet, we're letting the bats out. It's a hell of a night.
Oh,
Go ahead.
that is so. Okay, so we also have Max Frankel with $8,000.
$8,000?
$8,000.
Thank you so much, Mr. Frankel. Frankel, correct?
Frankel. And they asked a question. They said, Lucy, darling, how do you maintain that hairdo when you sleep? Oh, darling, with a hair like this, I don't sleep. All right, next.
I don't get it.
You wouldn't.
Yeah.
Darling. Okay, Sharon and Paul, we have $180.
Thank you very much.
And it says go NMAJH. That's nice.
Okay, that's a ransom note, so please give that to the authorities. Is it cut out with letters from a magazine? Okay.
Here's what we wrote down.
Okay, it's anonymous.
Uh-huh.
It says they donated $30 and they don't want us to mail them anything. And it says, dear Lucy, what is the worst place to drink a drink? From behind, I suppose. What do you think, Brad?
Any positions. I'm not picky. I'm 60 and lonely. What do I care? Are we still on? Hello. Is the museum with me? It's Night of 1,000 Yids. Okay.
Now, keep in mind, you still have time to submit a clever caption for this photo of David Copperfield levitating Mr. J.J. Abrams.
Okay, I have a caption.
Okay.
And if I win, I will donate the winnings to the museum. My idea is, does J.J. Abrams make my penis look small? This is Hanukkah, light the menorah, Hanukkah. I love how my Jewish people, because I am Jewish, I don't know why.
Oh, you froze. They cut you off. You've been cut off, and I love it. Now, keep in mind that you could also, I have this magic box code 613. I have absolutely no idea what that means, but it is a code, and it exists if that is something that you would like to participate in. All right, Brad has been cut off. Brad's not allowed to participate in this anymore. So I believe it's my turn to introduce a video. I would like to introduce a video we like to call Jews and Magic. Enjoy.
Even though I have a lot of books in my library, I'm always looking for rare volumes on magic, for both its secrets and its history. My most recent edition is this book. The title in German means Jews and Magic and was published in Berlin in 1933 by the author Günther Dahmen, a Jewish scholar of magic. It's a short history of the many contributions that Jews, many of them Americans, have made over the centuries to the art of magic. The very first magician it describes was not only born in America, but he may have been the first Jewish child born in the city of Philadelphia. Born in 1735, Jacob Meyer became the first American-born magician to achieve international fame. And he did so with a stage name that acknowledged his place of birth, performing as Jacob Philadelphia, or Meyer Philadelphia, and sometimes Philadelphia's Philadelphia. A Dutch Jewish family, the Bambergs, produced 6 generations of magicians. Because he was deaf, Theo Bamberg chose to perform a silent act in the guise of an Asian magician he named Okito, and gained worldwide acclaim for his magic, including his legendary floating ball. His son David also adopted a Chinese stage persona and was a popular performer with an elaborate illusion show, touring in Spanish-speaking countries as Fu Manchu. Perhaps the greatest dynasty of Jewish magicians was the Hermann family in the 19th century. Samuel Hermann was a physician and magician, and 2 of his sons, Compars and Alexander, and a grandson, Leon, achieved outstanding success as magicians. They gained worldwide fame with their showmanship, charisma, and superb technique. Compars, assisted by his younger brother, Alexander, performed at the White House for President Lincoln, and Leon performed for Teddy Roosevelt. The iconic image they created of the classical magical performer with a prominent mustache and goatee remains an iconic one to this day. Alexander became an American citizen, known simply as Herman the Great. Upon his death in 1896, newspapers nationwide proclaimed that magic itself had died. Fortunately for us, that was not the case. And in the vaudeville era, numerous Jewish performers, many of them recent immigrants to America, excelled using such names as Albini, Rossini, Mellini, and of course, Houdini. With the rise of fascism and anti-Semitism in Europe, mid-20th century Jewish performers suffered the fate of their communities. Many who could not escape, like both Günther Dahmen in Berlin and Czech amateur magician Otakar Hlavak, to whom he inscribed this copy, were both murdered in the Holocaust. Others, like Herbert Lewin, survived unspeakable hardships in the camps to rebuild their lives after the war. In Lewin's case, in America, as the magician Nivelli, assisted by his wife, Lottie, also a survivor. Growing up in Metuchen, New Jersey, the son and grandson of immigrants, I would commute to Manhattan to visit the magic shops, where I was mentored by their Jewish owners, such as Al and Jackie Flasso, and Irv and Lou Tannen, whose Tannen's Magic Showroom I've recreated here in my museum. I was also inspired by all the magicians I saw on TV, such as Carl Ballantine, Marvin Roy, and the great Dutch magician Fred Kaps, who all appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show. To be honest, at the time, I didn't know they were Jewish. I just knew they were great. Only later, when I became passionate about the history of magic, did I realize how many of my predecessors were Jewish. A realization that Günther Dahmen had come to and documented during one of the darkest periods of Jewish and world history. Fortunately, copies of his book have survived, and an English translation is now in preparation. Let's hope that its publication will help preserve his memory and the many great performers who have come out of a Jewish tradition.
Hi everybody, welcome to the show. How are you?
Yeah, great. Glad to be here.
Great. Here's what we're going to try to do. In a deck of cards, we have 52 cards. As a matter of fact, I'm lying. We have 54 cards because we have jokers. So jokers will not be chosen tonight. We don't need them. So from this deck of cards, we're going to eliminate every single card. Every single card in this deck will be gone, with the exception of one card. But that will be determined by my participants. We have Laura, we have Phil, and Shirley. And we'll start with Laura. Laura, in a deck of cards, we have reds and black cards. Do you want to imagine they're all here. Do you want to get rid of all the reds, or do you want to get rid of all the blacks? What do you want to get rid of? No, we'll do it imaginary.
I want to get rid of the reds.
So we're not going to use reds. If at any point you feel like I'm not doing what you guys want to do, then please correct me. So no reds in this deck. Fine. We're going to go to Shirley. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Shirley, we know it's a black card. Is it going to be clubs or spades?
Clubs.
You want it to be clubs, correct? So imagine, again, we have all the clubs like right across here. And Phil, you're going to tell us, is it going to be the ace, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, whichever you want.
I want the 7 of clubs.
So remember, from the whole deck, we eliminated everything until we kept one card visible. I want you to pay attention to this deck all the time, because I'll do it super slow. You're going to see every single card vanish, and only one card will remain. Watch my hands very slowly. Do not take your eyes off the deck. Every card will vanish until there's one card left. And that happens to be the 7 of clubs. And I think that's the card you just named.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's amazing.
All right, give it up, man. How'd you do?
Show us
That's
how you
amazing.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
Hi there.
So, very much like you, I'm assuming, quarantine creates a lot of boredom. There's not much to do. So I'm going to show you what, I'm going to switch cameras to this so you can see, and you can see that it's really live. This is something I've been doing non-stop. I've been drawing me. As you can see, I'm a little painter. So I did, yes, this is me when I was very, very young. I was skinny at the time. But the very first one is very important because this very first card is the card you are going to choose, okay? So here's how we're going to do it. Here's another deck, all different cards, not the same, yes?
Right.
It's very clear, correct?
Yep.
Okay, and here's what we're going to do. As I go through the cards, at any point, as I drop them like here, I'll drop them here so you can see. Every time I drop them, at some point, you're going to call the word stop, whenever it feels right to you.
Stop.
Huh?
That was not me, but I'll go a couple more and then I'll say stop.
Sorry.
All right, stop.
That's your stop?
Yeah.
Okay, so a second ago somebody else was a ventriloquist and he told you to stop, but you want to stop there.
Thanks for everyone.
And you stopped me on the King of Hearts. Is this fair? If you went any other place, it would have been a different result. But you stopped me on the King of Hearts. And I told you that this little figure right here, he knew that you're going to go for the King of Hearts. I told you that, correct? And you can see that the Joker is going through a lot of cards. And believe it or not, one of these cards is the card you just chose, the King of Hearts. Thank you. It's actually under his foot. He's stepping on it, so that's why it's a little hard to see. No, okay, I'll prove it to you, because you see the Joker, correct? It's not too blurry. And if you see very closely, if I do this, he's now grabbing the King of Hearts, yes, and he's holding it a little closer to the camera. So you can see he's now holding the card you wanted, the King of Hearts.
Fantastic. That's great.
Amazing.
But you know what? It's a little bit better than that, because look, this guy is a world-class actor. I mean, I told you that if you flip through it, you'll see a cool movie. So let me show you. You can see he's taking his hat off. Yeah? But look at that, look at that. Look at his facial expressions. I mean, I think he deserves an Oscar. I mean, look at that. Oh, I showed it too much. You know, like trailers, they show too much these days. I'll tell you what the story is about. The story is about a guy named Mark. Mark Oster. And in the movie, it's a very cool movie. It's about selection of a new card. So in the movie, somebody selected one of these cards. Which one do you prefer?
Ace of Diamonds.
Ace of Diamonds. Before you commit to the Ace of Diamonds, are you sure you want the Ace of Diamonds, or do you want to change?
I'm good with the Ace of Diamonds.
Because most people never change, and I can prove it to you. Do you want to change?
Sure.
What? That's crazy. I can't believe it worked. Okay, what do you want to make it? Which one?
Let's make it the 6 of Hearts.
Wow, what a twist in the plot. This is crazy. 6 of Hearts it is. 6 of Hearts it is. And again, this is final for you? 6 of Hearts?
It's final.
Okay, I will do it super slow, and as a matter of fact, just like before, I'll keep the 6 of Hearts in full view so you know that this is the new card. And I want you to see the movie, because this little dude, he knew you're going to go with the 6 of Hearts. And watch, he keeps something in his hat. See, he takes his hat off, he reaches inside, and inside the hat he keeps one collapsible card, which happens to be the 6 of Hearts.
Fantastic.
Thank you so very much. Thank you for choosing the right card. Well, thank you so much for watching. We will be back soon with another segment of magic. See you soon.
We're here at the Hall of the Masters. We have people like Carl Ballantine, Mr. Electric, and these are hands from the New York World's Fair. How is that happening? I need your hands now. Everybody go like this. I'm serious. Go like this. Thumbs down, palms out. Good job. Take one hand over the other hand and lock your fingers together, just like that, for about a month. Go like this, go like this, go like this. Now we're going to take you back in time. A few haircuts ago, me and James Earl Jones are going to show you some magic. You're going to try it home. Now I'm choosing you. It's important because if you don't play along in the next few minutes, it'll be totally meaningless.
Here's the plan. If there are several of you in the room, choose one person to participate. Right now, stand up and come close to your TV.
Close enough to actually touch your screen. Do it now and touch my finger. That wasn't the cool part. You can let go of the screen now. But don't move away, because in a moment, by touching the screen, you and I are going to do something really amazing. Now take a good look at these destinations of flight and listen carefully. Here's the idea. Tonight, you're going to put your finger here and fly from place to place around the circle. And I'm going to find you. The amazing thing is, even though you're at home and I'm here, I'll know exactly where you are. There are many places to fly to. A star, the clouds, a moon, and so on. Now, I want you to think of a secret number between 5 and 15. Any number between 5 and 15. It's your choice. I have no idea what number you're thinking of. In a moment, you're going to move your finger the same number of times as your secret number. For example, if your secret number was 9, you'd move 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, bringing you to the island. If it were 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are a lot of possibilities. This is your last chance to participate, so come real close to your TV so you can touch it. Stand over here so everyone can see. Right now, put your finger here and get ready to move the amount equal to your secret number. Move as I count. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. When you reach your secret number, stop and keep your finger there. Good. Now get ready to move in the other direction. The same number you just moved, the amount equivalent to your secret number. Move in this direction as I count. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on. When you finish, leave your finger on the final place you've touched. Now I know that you're not in the rainbow, so I'll take it away. And I know you're not in the castle, so I'll remove it. And I know you're not in the mountains, so I'll take that away. And I know you're not in the pyramids either, so I'll remove them too. In a moment, I'll ask you to move 4 times, either in this direction or that direction, whichever direction you want. Move 4 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And keep your finger there. Now, I know you're not in the Eiffel Tower. And I know you're not in the clouds. And I know you're not in the city either. Keep your finger touching the screen. I'm going to take this arrow and put it right here. Remember, you chose your own secret number, and you flew at random around the screen. But believe it or not, even though you're at home and I'm here, I'm going to find you. Keep touching and watch. You're on the moon. A tremendous thank you to Sharon and Joseph Kestenbaum, tonight's co-chairs, and their incredible children, David, Jacob, Matthew, Sarah, and Eli. A magician does not reveal the secrets of their magic, but I can reveal the success and the magic of tonight's incredible gala is thanks to the incredible hard work, passion, and vision of Sharon and Joseph. Thank you so much.
Well, now that Brad is being off for a while, being reprimanded for his inappropriate comments, I get to play host for a second. I want to remind you that all of the donations tonight are being matched by the museum patrons, so even a little bit of money can go a long way. It might just seem like a few dollars to you, but with the support of the donors, it can actually turn out to be a lot more. So, even a couple bucks, whatever you have on, please consider looking at some of the donation options you have and making a difference. Let's take a moment to see who else has donated. All right, I get to, oh no, my friend Brad's not here. How am I going to pronounce these names? Okay, let's see how we do. Okay. Colin A. Whale donated $180. Thank you very much, Colin. And he says, Brad and Lucy, only in America indeed. Well, actually, I'm filming this from Canada, which is in North America, so I suppose that counts. And Brad, who knows where he is at this point. Next. Okay, who else do we have? We have, oh, the Magic Castle, the AMA has donated $1,000. Thank you very much, AMA. I really adore them. They also gave me my award this year, so I'm biased, very biased. Okay, Anne Pollock donated $10, and she says, to a great show. Well done. You flatterer, you, Anne. Anne, we should hang out. Maybe we can have brunch. Okay, who else do we have? Serge Houdini, $100. Are you part of the Houdini family? Did the Houdini family donate? Serge, become my friend. I want to be friends with Houdini people. That sounds cool. Okay, who else? And Legacy Philanthropy, 1 and 2, I'm not sure what that means, donated $1,800 in honor of, oh no, Kestenbaums. Did I do it? Did I say the name? We thank you for your generosity and leadership. That's so nice. So many wonderful donations. Is that all we have for now?
That's all for now.
Wonderful. All right. So I want to take a moment to let you know that the time has come. We have gathered the 5 best captions, and we simply can't decide. Lawrence, can you decide?
No.
Neither can I. So we're going to let the decision be yours. A poll will be available. Right, Lawrence?
Yes. If you simply head over to the donation page and donate as little as $1, you can participate in this poll.
Indeed.
And don't forget, it's not just the prize pack at stake. It's also the best thing, bragging rights.
Correct. Do we have any of the samples? I do. Do we know any of the captions? I want to read some of them out. I'm very excited. Where's the photo? Hold up the photo so we can also see. I want to see. What is it? Okay, what are they? Okay, this is one of the captions is Lost in Space by Simone Barron. Nice. What's the other one? We've got, if you turn the photo sideways, David is walking through J.J. Abrams from Emily. That's a good one. Okay, another option is David auditioning to be Q in the next J.J. Star Trek movie. I like that one. That's good too. Okay, what do we have? The force is strong with this one. Look, no lens flare. I like you. You're a funny group of people. Look, Mom, no hands. See, this is why we can't decide. They're all so good. So go on over to the donation page and select your favorite to see who wins the fabulous prize pack. And while you're over there, why not take a look at some of the other rewards? Playing cards and posters and t-shirts and a recipe and instructional video by yours truly about the designer cocktail we made for tonight in honor of Mr. David Copperfield. And I did make that myself. I did invent that cocktail all by myself. They barely helped at all. And now, David Copperfield.
We are so grateful to Dr. Anita Friedman and our dear friends at the Garrett Foundation for their incredible generosity in support of tonight's event. The National Museum of American Jewish History is proud to partner with you as we inspire the future of the Jewish community through the stories and heroes of our history.
Thank you again for being with us. We hope you are having a great time. Once again, I am Sharon Kestenbaum, and this is my husband, Joseph. And we are honored to chair tonight's event. We are so thrilled with the support that has been given to our museum thus far. We appreciate your generosity in any amount, and if you have not given already, please consider making a donation. No amount, even $10, is too small. It is now time to begin the induction of the world's greatest illusionists into the Ed Snider Only in America Gallery and Hall of Fame. This time last year, we had the honor of attending the Only in America induction ceremony of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg when she accepted the award at our museum. This year, I am ecstatic to introduce the induction of Harry Houdini and David Copperfield. Only in America at our museum is about celebrating what American Jews have been able to achieve simply because they were given a chance to be great. What Only in America represents is all that is possible when anyone is given the chance to excel, to get an education, to practice their religion, to hone their skills, to be a leader, to pursue their dreams. We honor them all tonight. Despite more recent anti-Semitism, America has been a place where Jews have experienced unprecedented freedom. The stories in our museum are possible only in America. They simply could not have happened anywhere else in the world. The accomplishments of these outstanding individuals not only serve all Americans, but often benefit a global community, from Jonas Salk, who gave us the polio vaccine, to immigrant composer Irving Berlin, who gave us God Bless America, to Emma Lazarus, Barbara Streisand, Steven Spielberg, Justice Louis Brandeis, Estee Lauder, and others. In our gallery, a contemporary narrator offers insight into the legacy of the honoree, underscoring that we all stand on the shoulders of those who came before us. Together, we can build a strong future. No one understands that better than tonight's inductees. Harry Houdini and David Copperfield, as we heard earlier, care deeply about the history of their field. They understand the importance of knowing your history and recognize that we move forward by knowing where we have come from. They share a passion for knowing the history of their craft, which is so meaningful to us as a history museum. We'll now learn about Harry Houdini and David Copperfield. Please enjoy the rest of your evening.
Harry Houdini. That name, like so much about this enigmatic man, is an invention. He was born Erich Weiss in Budapest, Hungary, on March 24, 1874, the fourth son of Rabbi Meir Samuel and Cecilia Weiss. When Erich was 4, his family emigrated to the United States, part of a great wave of Eastern Europeans looking for a better life. But the family fell into poverty. Young Erich helped by working as a messenger and a newsboy. And after reading the autobiography of the great French conjurer Jean-Eugène Robert Houdin, he became enamored with the art and possibilities of a life in magic. Creating the stage name Houdini by adding an I to the end of his hero's name, Houdini carved out for himself a new and unique branch of magic, escapology. And the rest, they say, is history. I'm standing amid that history right now. This is the Houdini section of my museum. I like to think that if Houdini walked into this room, he would see his entire life surrounding him. I have his books inside the original bookcase from his home in New York. They even have his bathtub. This is Houdini's baby shoe. Think about it. All the way from Budapest to Las Vegas. Quite a journey. But it's Houdini, the death-defier, that we remember today. And nothing was more death-defying than his water torture cell. Houdini would be suspended by his ankles, upside down, inside this tank filled with water. The audience would see him through the glass, trapped inside. A terrifying predicament. Yet in 3 minutes, Houdini was free. This is one of Houdini's original straitjackets. Iconic. His most famous straitjacket escapes was when he would be suspended by his ankles high above a city street. Thousands of spectators, all watching this one man struggling for his freedom, 100 feet above their heads. When I was a boy, I read my first biography of Houdini. So Houdini's story was always with me as I found my own way and my own style as a professional conjurer. I felt a desire to recreate for a modern audience an escape of my own, adding burning ropes above and steel spikes below. I think Houdini would have approved. Do spirits return? Houdini said no, and he proved it. Of all the amazing things Harry Houdini did in his life, some believe he became a true hero at the very end. He devoted his final years to exposing the methods of fraudulent spirit mediums, who he saw as taking advantage of people grieving the loss of loved ones, especially after their heroic sacrifices of World War I. But Houdini was not a hardened skeptic. He had an open mind and believed in the possibility of the afterlife. He still was a rabbi's son. Houdini never found that genuine medium. He entered the afterlife himself on October 31st, 1926. That's right, Halloween. A showman to the end. But here at my museum, where Houdini would feel so at home, we may have finally found the means to reach the other side. I'm told this disembodied head can contact the beyond, if we believe. So for this occasion, who better to contact than Houdini himself? Spirit head, can you reach out to Eric Weiss?
I'll try.
He'll try. He's got a sore throat. Please tell him the honor of being bestowed on him today by the National Museum of American Jewish History. And will you ask him, please, oh great spirit, if he can finally reveal to us the secret of his magic?
My brain is the key that sets me free.
Pretty good. That sounds about right. Congratulations, Harry.
Good evening. I am Jeff Blood.
And I am Debbie Blood.
I am a grandnephew of Harry Houdini. Bess Houdini was my grandmother's sister. We would like to thank the National Museum of American Jewish History for inducting Harry Houdini tonight into the Only in America Hall of Fame. It is with great pride Houdini be included in this induction along with David Copperfield. As a young child, I always remembered Houdini being the internationally famous illusionist and magician, but in our house he was simply known as Mom's Uncle Harry. My mom was Marie Blood, Houdini's niece.
As a young child, Marie would live with the Houdinis a week at a time. When Houdini would be playing in New York City, he would call Marie up on stage. He would call her name, and she would run up saying, "Here I am, Uncle Harry." Houdini died when Marie was only 8 years old. She remembered riding in the limo to the funeral with her grandmother and Aunt Bess. She remembered seeing the streets lined with hundreds of people, but not understanding what was happening.
We were fortunate to know the Houdinis as a loving aunt and uncle through my mother's eyes. We were privileged to accept Harry Houdini's induction. It is an honor to be recognized among this elite group of inductees. Thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm George Hardeen. For my sister, Deb Bloom, and I would like to thank the museum for this wonderful opportunity to witness the induction of the incomparable David Copperfield and our great uncle Harry Houdini into its Only in America Hall of Fame. Our grandfather was Theo Hardeen, Houdini's younger brother. Our dad was named after his uncle, Harry Houdini Hardeen. He didn't tell us about our relationship to Houdini until I was about 10 years old because he didn't think any of my friends would believe me. And it is pretty unbelievable. But that's the beauty of magic, making the unbelievable believable and making the impossible possible. The life stories of Houdini and David parallel each other in these ways. They both perform the impossible and have given millions of people around the world immeasurable joy in the process. David's message at every show is to live the impossible, and it's the greatest takeaway there is. Just like Houdini, he lives it, he performs it, and he exemplifies it. My thanks to the museum again for honoring these men, and my thanks to you too, David, for your message to live the impossible to every audience you perform in front of. My congratulations to you for this high recognition tonight and for showing us all what a life well lived looks like. Thank you.
Guys, here's what we're going to do. In this deck of cards, I reversed one card over. There's only one card here that's reversed. You will try to guess which card I reversed. We'll start with Pamela. Hey, Pamela.
Yes.
In this deck of cards, if you were holding them in your hands, would you want to pull out the numbers or the pictures? It's really up to you.
Pictures.
Pictures. Sure? Okay. We're going to go to Josh. And by the way, this will never leave your side. It's going to stay here the whole time. Josh, is the picture a jack, a queen, or a king? Whatever you say, that's what we'll do.
Jack.
Jacks. Do you want to change?
No.
All right. Lynn Ross, you're going to tell us, is it hearts, clubs, diamonds, or spades? Because we know it's a picture card. We know it's a jack, but we don't know the suit. What the suit is.
Hearts.
It's the jack of hearts. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to reconsider. If you want to change, you can to a different suit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. No changing.
No changing.
No changing. I'll do it super slow so you don't think I do anything fishy or something like that. And it is the jack of hearts that you want. I'll do it super slow. You can see every single card is facing me. Yes? With the exception of one card about the middle. Happens to be the jack of hearts. By the way, I want to point out something. Could it be that this is like one of those sleight of hand tricks that I quickly turn it over and you didn't see? It's possible. But you also have to think about, how come I snuck this card from a different deck? This is the only blue card in the deck. That's how sure it was. And if you're thinking about it, it's even more amazing because it's the only card you could have named. I don't have any other option. All of these cards are blanks. Every single one of them is a blank card, with the exception of the Jack of Hearts is the only card you could have named. And to give you a bit of a view on this, you can see every single card is blank except for the Jack of Hearts. Thank you so very much.
That is amazing.
Really super.
Thank you so much. If you have a phone on you that's accessible, I want you to go to your browser. Can you visit Wikipedia for me? And I want you to go ahead, without showing to the camera, and write the name of an object that's very small, that can fit the palm of your hand. Don't make it too easy, but not too difficult either. Something that you can visualize on your hand. Okay. And now, did you search, and you're going to get, Ben, an article, and look for a big word. Like, find a big word in the middle of the article, anywhere, top, bottom, like 7 letters, 8 letters, something juicy to work with.
Okay, I got one.
Now put your phone away in your pocket so no one sees, no one can see it. And Ben, I want you to stare straight at the camera, like with your eyes, and open your eyes wide for me. A little closer, Ben. Yeah, there you go. The first letter is N.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I'm not supposed to know these things, but for some reason I do. Can you think of a letter from the middle of the word? Don't tell me what it is, but think quickly of. You have one? Oh, Ben, you did something crazy. You almost chose one and then you moved this way. You chose one towards the end and then you moved to the middle or something like that. You're debating between 2 letters. Am I right? You went straight to the G. There's a G there in the word. There is a G. Yeah, I sensed it. You know what? We'll be back with the word in a second. Can you think about the object that is significant to you? Maybe it was a gift, maybe it was something like that. Think about it, but don't tell me. So I'm going to ask you 4 questions that aren't related, but they're going to help me. Do you prefer fish, meat, or veggies?
Veggies.
Veggies. Interesting. If you were to swim, you want to swim in the ocean or a pool?
The ocean.
The ocean. Interesting. A hot day over, like super hot day over a super cold day. What do you prefer? If you had to choose.
A super hot day.
Like when I say hot, I mean Israel hot. Okay? In August hot.
Then probably like a cold day.
Ooh. So, and when I say cold, I mean Russia, Siberia, like cold. I mean extreme.
A super hot day.
Okay, switch 3 times. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have it.
Yeah.
I think I have it. This was a gift. It's something you wanted, and you wanted it recently because it was sort of an update for you. It was an upgrade for you from something previous. And it's something that you use quite often. You use it very, very much. You enjoy it. Sometimes I'm sensing you overuse it sometimes. You overuse it. I think I have it. I'm gonna go with this. I wrote something here on this piece of paper. Can you tell us what is the item that you think evokes an emotion, or
An iPhone?
yeah, that's what I thought. It was an iPhone. It was an iPhone. But you know what? No. I have an idea. But because I confused you so much, there were a bunch of things running through your head, correct? A bunch of things. You thought about other objects, but you did not search them, but they're in your head. Is that true? I want you to focus on the thing that was the smallest in size. Okay? Think about the object you thought of, the smallest in size, and say it to yourself again and again and again and again and again. Okay? Think about the shape of it. It's long, it's narrow, it's very thin. It's usually made of wood, but not necessarily. It doesn't always work. You have to do this sometimes to it. If you use the old-fashioned one, you can also erase. It's a pencil. It's a pencil, correct? You almost thought of a pencil. And you're adventurous. You like adrenaline. You like to go, you know things. There was another thing that crossed your mind, and you almost went with that. You've not been on a thing like that in a long time. You've not used that object in a long, long time, but you wish you could, and it will make your hair like fly to the back. I mean, it will fluff like this. It's a roller coaster, correct? You almost went with a roller coaster. Again, I don't know why, but I'm not supposed to know these things. Let me ask you this. There's also, after you searched the article, you went through the thing, and you looked for a word, a big word. You never told me the word, but I'm going to go with, don't tell me. Usually people don't choose that long of a word, but I think I was able to fit it in. Can you tell us from the article that you chose, what is the word that you went with?
Negative?
Oh my
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I'm shocked myself. Well, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I cannot believe how over my career is. No, Aussie Wind, ladies and gentlemen, that last trick by Aussie Wind. You know, it's funny. I once spent 2 nights in Mazatlan, and did I come back with an Aussie Wind? And but that's okay. I'm on a suppository and a turkey baster, so everything is great. I met David Copperfield in 1987. I was his opening act, and I took my mom to see the show because he's so handsome. I would love to meet him. And my mom was married a few times, and I said, Mom, I'm going to take, and David was so gracious, and he said he would meet my mom, and I got a lot of humor from my mother. This is what my mom's humor was like, and then we're going to introduce David. When I was 6 years old, I was walking, and my mom used to walk the streets in her robe. She would walk around in her robe, and she would, scare the kids. But my mom liked a little libation, and she'd walk with a little brandy, but her humor was always so spot on. I will never forget the first time I ever saw 2 dogs doing their thing, consummating their love. But I looked at my mom, and this is how quick she was. I said, Mom, what are those doggies doing? And without missing a beat, she said, well, Bradley, I'll be very honest with you. The dog in front is very sick, and his friend is pushing him to the hospital. So my mom shared that joke with David Copperfield, and he was so charming. He went, I want her out of here. So I opened for David in 1987, like I said, at Caesar's Palace, and our relationship started from there. And he is so honored to get this award, even though he insists that he's Greek. He doesn't like telling people he's Jewish, but unless he's buying a car. But he's an incredible guy. He started out in New Jersey as David Seth Kotkin. Kotkin in Hebrew is Kesterbaum. That's full circle. David has earned 21 Emmys, and I'm reading this because there's no way I can memorize it. And if you get his credits wrong, he'll have you killed. He has won 21 Emmys. 11 Guinness Book World Records. He's been honored as a living legend by the Library of Congress. And he sold more tickets, this is true, than any solo performer in history, including Charo. He's the first living illusionist to be honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and his gorgeous punum. And I mean, it is gorgeous. When I touch him, it's skin like ivory. He's been on 6 different nations postage stamps. And I'm not going to lie, I actually pulled out my back licking them because he's gorgeous. He is really a machaya. I keep licking the stamp from France. And, you know, they're not bathers, so you got to be careful. Speaking of France, David has been knighted by the French. But in all honesty, they also love Jerry Lewis. So, oh, God, I sharted. When he was a kid, David's parents had doubts about his career because he refused to wear pants. And when you do that at the birthday parties, the word spreads. David always wanted to be a magician. He is the youngest to ever be in the Society of American Magicians, 12 years old. Michael Jackson was 14. So David was the youngest. And when he was 18, he headlined Chicago's longest running musical called That Better Not Be My Sphincter. It was an incredible musical. I was there every night in the front row going, "Go, David!" Who's headlining a musical at 18? He's an overachiever, and I think it's enough. Listen to this. David Copperfield has escaped from chains and shackles way before they did that to our people. That's how ahead of the game he was. Before plunging over Niagara Falls, my third wife took a tipper. That's the story. He survived being locked in a safe inside an imploding building, which is very Jewish. Because if you ask a Jewish person, where would you like to be locked? He would say, in a safe, next to the jewels. He escaped from Alcatraz, which is amazing. That was after being given triple life. He escaped from a straitjacket while hanging upside down from burning ropes 10 stories above flaming steel spikes. And he still won't help me move. I said he won't help me move. Maybe he can make the pandemic disappear. I mean, when David asked me to do this, he sure made my career disappear. Daddy! Okay. I know that David's proudest achievement is Project Magic. And this is probably the biggest thing I love about him because I have a foundation myself where I work with children. This is used in 30 countries worldwide, Project Magic. This medically certified program helps patients to regain dexterity, coordination, cognitive skills, and become amazing pickpockets. All right. He is a philanthropist. He is a connoisseur of magic history. He's a storyteller, even when you don't want to hear it. Sometimes, David, you know, we work in the same hotel. I have my show in the basement, and he's upstairs in a huge theater. And he'll keep walking by, and he'll go, give the big Jew some cookies. Tell him it's from the magic illusionist. So David's nice to me. Sometimes he throws me a pretzel on his way to his jet. Such an honor to know this man, to after all these years to be working in the same hotel right near self-parking. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you, only in America, the honoree for the National Museum of American Jewish History, my friend and my second wife, David Kotkin Copperfield.
This is such a special honor. The leadership and the Board of Trustees of the National Museum of American Jewish History and the chairman of the board, Phil Derevov, you've created a museum we can all be proud of, and one that connects Jews more closely to our heritage, while celebrating the freedoms provided here in America. Thank you for your dedication to this cause and bestowing this incredible honor of induction into the Ed Snider Only in America Hall of Fame. I'm so honored to join that tradition of Jewish magicians with Gentile names. Harry Houdini's real name was Eric Weiss. My real name is way more Jewish. My actual name is Sidney Kosher for Passoverberg. I'm joking, of course. My real name is Barbara Streisand. The tradition of Jewish magicians goes back to the Old Testament, to Moses, who turned his staff into a snake, got water from a stone, parted the Red Sea, and convinced Jews to live in the desert. Moses, Palm Springs thanks you. I'm also honored to share this award with amazing past honorees. What a range of recipients. Everyone from Estee Lauder, who makes conditioner, to Albert Einstein, who needs it. It seems like a diverse group, but maybe we're not. We come from a people with a difficult history, from country to country, century after century, yet we persist. As the old joke goes, the theme of every Jewish holiday is, they tried to destroy us, we survived, let's eat. All the people on this list tried to give our people and all people better lives. Whether it's Justice Ginsburg building a better society, Steven Spielberg bringing our dreams to life on screen, and Albert Einstein trying to find order in a messy universe. They all gave us the gift of hope. Certainly that was Houdini's message, showing no chains can bind us. And that's what I've tried to do, by making the impossible possible, by sharing limitless possibilities. With hard work, we can walk through walls. We can do what others doubt. We can fly. It's the message of my show, and it's the mission of all people I'm honored to share this award with, to hopefully inspire the next generation of dreamers, to live the impossible. Thank you.
Oh, well, it looks like the results are in for the caption contest, and the winner is... Okay, David auditioning to be Q on the next big Star Trek, J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie, Alexandra Shapiro, congratulations, you win. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to sign this. I'm going to say from Lucy Darling to Alexandra, I also love Q. Okay, so you have won this fabulous gift pack, this wonderful signed photo, which will also be signed by Mr. David, and this Cosmopolitan. We'll just have to ship that to your house at some point. I'm not quite sure how that's going to happen. I'm sure it will be fine. Well, I think we've had a wonderful time together. And these new virtual performances are rather unusual, don't you think? I mean, much more casual than what I'm accustomed to. So I decided tonight I would bravely step outside my comfort zone in an effort to accommodate in a variety of ways. For one, as you can see, I have dressed down. I mean, this silly brew drink doesn't even match my ensemble, nor does it match my stunning 24-carat teardrop earrings, which I got in London, by the way. This room is also quite casual. I mean, we would have loved to have shared a stage with all of you, but instead tonight there is no vast stage. Just the hard work and living rooms of a huge team of technicians and staff and performers, along with several $1,000s of lighting and video equipment. So feel free to take a moment to take a look around. Each of the items you see behind me has some special significance. That lamp was once owned by Minerva. That's a giant painting of me. And of course, the real advantage with this medium is you get to see our faces close up. So go ahead, take it all in. You can see my sincere expression and my delightful cheekbone. So we're glad we got to spend this evening with you, building some wonderful new memories together. But memory is such a fickle thing. I mean, you probably think you remember that this drink was blue, that it did not perfectly match my ensemble, or that I was wearing earrings. But of course, I was not. Good night. Brad, let's do a little cheers.
I will not be lied to any longer during this production. That is unbelievable.
Oh, I know, Doc. I didn't know you.
Oh, that was wasn't this a wonderful rehearsal? Did you have fun? This is, it's been an honor for me on behalf of lovely Lucy Darling. I cannot wait to follow you with my headlights off. David Copperfield, thank you for your brilliance, for giving me a job when I really, really needed it. And we just want to thank all the donors. That's what it's about, to keep places like the National Museum of American Jewish History going. We have to support the arts. We have to support our people. And your generosity means a great deal. Did you have fun tonight? Did you? Well, good. Thank you for being here. Happy Hanukkah. Stay well. Here is to 2021. Good night, everybody.